Hi guys, in today's video we shall be taking a look into the new HBO series Peacemaker. But before we get straight into the series review, we shall be playing a little game called Fact or Fiction. So if you're not aware with how Fact or Fiction works, we'll give you a statement. You have to say whether it's fact or fiction. Get in the comments down below. It is to do with Peacemaker, so it's not just some random bullshit that we're just throwing in this video. So anyways, over to you, Dr. Fact or Fiction. Thanks, CK. So here is the statement. James Gunn wrote the entire first season of Peacemaker in 2 weeks while he was on holiday in Thailand. Fact or fiction? I will be back at the end of this video with whether it is a fact or whether it is a fiction. Back to you, CK. The 2022 HBO series includes no other than the 16-time world champion back in the role of Peacemaker. This is also directed by no other than James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, The Suicide Squad, and the original Scooby Dooo Movies. So, yeah, by a professional. So this particular season follows on from the very, very, very popular movie in The Suicide Squad, where at the end of that movie, spoilers, just saying, if you think he's going to spoil a movie for me, I will. So I've said it. So if you haven't watched The Suicide Squad or you haven't watched Peacemaker, why the fuck are you here? Exactly. So, after potentially killing off John Cena's character, the Peacemaker, in that movie, they show an end credit scene where he's in a hospital bed where he's not actually dead because you can clearly see him getting shot and practically crushed. However, he's alive, and it shows at the end, so we're just like oh, and then it turns out there's a Peacemaker series, which was later announced like a few weeks later. Anyways, so this season, I keep thinking it's a movie for whatever reason because it feels like a movie. This series is about Peacemaker thinking that he's free until he's threatened again with either prison or doing another project. And obviously he takes the project, which is called Project Butterfly, in which he joins a team, a Black Ops team, specialized in killing and capturing these butterflies so that, you know, they don't kill everybody and take over the world. So John Cena, Peacemaker, whatever you want to call it, joins a group of sort of misfits, if you like, to tackle this problem. And yeah, it's really funny, hilarious, and goes through also Peacemaker's childhood and his problems with his family and how he became a killer. To start off, I think James Gunn's direction for this series is absolutely phenomenal and out of this world. He mixes superhero with like R-rated and mixes them together into a badass series in which has a banging fucking theme song with a banging opening titles. It has a banging TV show with absolute banging fucking script and great story. Let's not put that down. And this was all thanks to James Gunn and his direction that he saw Peacemaker going down. And I cannot wait for a season 2 because honestly, James Gunn showed how good of a director he actually is, as he did his signature sort of dance fucking choreography at the start of every episode. And he also brought in what he's known for as well, his comedy aspect of things as well. And I don't think he showed enough of it in the Suicide Squad, but whatever he missed out in the Suicide Squad, he made up for in this movie. As I thought the Suicide Squad was quite funny, but Peacemaker took it to a fucking new level of funniness. And that's what I like about DC as well, because they allow more flexibility in terms of their comedy side. And I think James Gunn was a big hand in the funniness of this series. I also think that John Cena playing Peacemaker was fantastic. And I think this was John Cena's best role to date. He was absolutely incredible because we've got to see a new side to John Cena. Because, yeah, if you watch Blockers, you'll see that he takes a turn into what he does in terms of playing a different type of role from what he does in WWE. However, he takes that to a new direction. And because what I did, I grew up watching John Cena in WWE with the hustle, loyalty, respect bollocks and the fucking never giving up. However, it just shits on everything that WWE have ever done with John Cena. This is a badass character played by a badass person, and straight away in the first episode, Cena's seen banging a chick, and they're both fucking naked. And the amount of times John Cena drops the F-bomb as well is ridiculous. And it was great to see because it was fresh. It was new because we always see Cena smiling and showing loads and loads of respect, and it was nice just to see him in a role where he could just let go and play an amazing character like Peacemaker. And I think he really fitted into this role, like similar to that of Ryan Reynolds fitting into Deadpool, and he'll now be known for playing Peacemaker because he's the only guy as well. And I think he did really well in this role, as he could not compare it to any other role of Peacemaker because nobody else has played him as far as I'm aware, and it's not as easy as playing Batman Superman because about 50 actors before him have played that role. However, he and James Gunn had to find a way of trying to portray Peacemaker in a new light because nobody's ever seen him on TV or film, so they've had to create something that people might like, and I think they did that stupendously.
Once and for all, you wrinkly, Shar-Pei-looking dimension-infested fuck!
I also liked how John Cena was able to reignite his sort of working relationship with Robert Patrick, who he worked with on The Marine, and in this series he plays John Cena's father, which is Peacemaker's father, sorry, and it makes for a decent rivalry as such, and it was nice to see again because obviously it was a homage to Cena's sort of starting of his acting career, which was all the way back in, I think, 2006, 2005 in The Marine, and since then he's done pretty good for himself, being in WWE since then, and going on to do countless good movies like Blockers, Bumblebee, Fast and Furious 9. Wait, I haven't watched that one, so I don't know how good that one is, so we'll say not Fast and Furious 9 for now. I also like the character development in this particular season/series, as I thought in the season throughout, the character development was fantastic. As at first, in the first episodes, or in the first, like, let's say 3 episodes, the characters didn't really get on with each other quite well, which is seen and presented in like episode 1 with Peacemaker and the rest of the group, as when Peacemaker comes in, they don't really trust him. They know that he turned on his last group and that he is quite untrustworthy with information and things like that, so they didn't bother invite him into sort of the circle of trust. And anyways, after a few episodes of them keeping things behind his back, they gain trust in, I think, one of the episodes where they end up making progress as a team, coming together. I think it's like episode 3, anywhere between 3 and 5, I think it is, where they're all sat in the van. Either way, you'll know if you've watched it, where they take the picture in the van. That is a turning point in the season as they're coming together as a group. And when that happens, you can clearly see the difference between episode 1 and then I think it's like episode 5 where they turn a corner, if you wish, and they stop hiding things from Peacemaker or from other members. Another frailty in the character development, which is great, is between Agent Amelia Harcourt and between the Leota Adebayo, who is the daughter of the woman from the first one who were running and directing all the traffic as you wish. I can't remember her name. I'll pop it up on screen somewhere. And those two were sort of friends, if you wish, at the start. They didn't really know each other, but they were alright with each other. However, after Harcourt sees that Leota can't kill because she's never killed anything before, she starts to worry why she even in the group if she cannot kill anything, because there's a scene in like episode 2 or 3 where there's somebody pointing a gun at Harcourt, and obviously Leota's holding the gun pointed to the person that's pointing the gun at Harcourt, but doesn't pull the trigger and shoot the person that's trying to shoot one of her members of the team. And obviously this is a team frailty that needs sorting out, as if you're going to work as a team, you've got to have each other's backs, and she didn't pull the trigger, which could have caused somebody else to be killed. And this obviously created a little bit of a sort of problem in the group, which is later ironed out when I think Leota saves Harcourt in like the final episode as well, helps her out in that episode and other episodes further down the line as she is able to kill, and to show that the reason why she's in that group basically, and which is fantastic. I also really liked the foreshadowing in this season, as the foreshadowing that John Cena's character Peacemaker and Harcourt could have a potential love relationship in season 2, as at the start of this season you see that they're not, that she just thinks he's an everyday dickhead basically, and that she just sees him as a normal fucking knobhead trying to cop off with her, and she isn't that stupid. And there's the trust issue obviously that we've already mentioned between them. However, as the last couple of episodes get closer, you can see that their friendship is getting better, and you can see that there's a nice surface to it where maybe you can see signs that something could be happening. And then obviously in the final episode, you see Harcourt sitting by, you see Harcourt in the hospital, obviously after she'd been shot, and Peacemaker by her side, and that's where it really ends the series. And to me, I think in that moment, I think it showed that there could be a potential of relationship, because beforehand she would have just told Cena or Peacemaker to just fuck off, leave her alone. Like in episode 1 or 2, I think it is, she tells it to fuck off. However, that changes as time moves on in the season. I also liked, like I said, we mentioned it earlier on about the bang-ass theme song. I think every good TV show has to have a damn good like theme song. I can't really name a TV show which hasn't really, a good TV show, sorry, that hasn't got a badass theme song. Something that you don't want to skip, because I hate those people that skip the theme song and the intros of shows, because it's a part of the episodes. It's a part of the journey. Of course, if it's a very shit one, like an example, Lost, that little title sequence in Lost is very skippable and very shit. It's just a little bit of music, then Lost appears, and it's like, that's a bit shit. Whereas with Peacemaker, you get a full, I think it's like a minute 20 title sequence in which is really unskippable and has a song, Do You Want to Taste It?, which I'd never heard prior to this, but now it's in my playlist because it is a banging theme song. And with the choreography as well, it just opens up every episode in the season, all 8 episodes, brilliant. And it's not one of those where you go, oh, come on, let's get back to the TV show. I'm just sort of like, fuck the TV show. I want to enjoy the choreography and the TV show just for a few minutes, you know what I mean? And I thought that's what James Gunn sort of wanted you to enjoy the title sequences rather than skip them like any other piece of shit. I also enjoyed the little cameo appearances from The Flash and Aquaman at the end. I thought that was quite cool and quite unique, as I don't think, because obviously in the MCU they have cameos all the time in their TV shows. However, it was the first time in DC's where I've actually seen little like crossovers and things like that. I haven't watched many DC series and films, but in the ones that I have, you don't see many crossovers in the ones that I watched anyways. And in Peacemaker, it was great just to see him appear, Peacemaker talking to Aquaman and Flash, in which could indicate that in season 2 they could be involved somehow, as you wouldn't just put them in there for the sake of going, hi, what's up, how's things going. You would want them to be in season 2 somehow, in which I think they're gonna try to write them in, maybe even just a little storyline or something. So we've talked about the things that we like, but it's not all smelling of roses, basically. And I think there is some that I don't like the fact that if you watch the MCU series like Hawkeye, WandaVision, and even Loki, and there's a load of others, they have that element of being unpredictable at times. The only unpredictability part in Peacemaker was the fact that maybe Flash appearing and maybe Aquaman appearing, which we've already said that was good, but they were cameo appearances. They didn't affect the story. They didn't come in and start guns blazing or come in and start fighting anybody. They just stood there and just basically said hi to Cena, or Peacemaker in that retrospect, and didn't really do anything else. So there weren't anything overly surprising in this series. You knew that Peacemaker was going to come out on top at the end. He was going to defeat the villains, the same way everyone around him, because they're heroes and you always see that. But it would have been nice to see some sort of cameo or something building up to the season 2 more, a little bit, because you see the foreshadowing, like we said, with the love relationship. But what about the actual story of Peacemaker? Where are we going to go from here? Like, just a little scene maybe, of a little hint like, here's your new project, and it show a picture or something, just to get us excited for the next series. Whereas like if you watch WandaVision, which is on Disney Plus and it's an MCU series, you walk into that a bit of an unknown. You don't know what it's about really. You bang it on and the first couple episodes confuse you a little bit, because you're like, is it a shitty like American sitcom? And then you get into it and it fucks with your mind. And obviously not every show is going to fuck with your mind and be all mind-boggling but be really, really good at the same time. However, I would have liked to have seen a bit of a more of a surprise, or a bit of like, what do they call them, like things to boggle your mind a little bit, something that you don't expect, but it's been put in there to sort of like go, shit, I did not expect that. Something like that, but it didn't have any of that in, which I think is a downfall of this series from being better than it is. So another thing I didn't like was also Peacemaker's father as being this big hero type villain, but was very misused as for me, as soon as he got arrested, people bowing down to him like he was a fucking god. But I didn't see godlike qualities in him, because in the series, he is killed within one episode. He is a villain, not built up. He was built up over a few episodes of him not liking Peacemaker for killing his brother as a kid. Something like that. And either way, his father holds a grudge against him throughout his life. And one of the reasons why Peacemaker becomes a killer was because of his father putting them two in the pit and wanting them to fight each other, and that's when Peacemaker kills the brother. However, they don't present Peacemaker's father as this big godlike thing that he is, in my opinion, because someone like that would have been a bigger villain than Project Butterfly if that was the case. So that's why I would have built it up for season 2. Like I said, he's a potential rival to Peacemaker, but not in season 1. Build him up as maybe there's a little bit of a feud going on, but then in season 2, that's when you have the battle and then you kill his father. Then Peacemaker kills his father, sort of thing. But they didn't, they rushed it in my opinion, and that could have been left for another season. Maybe not season 2, maybe season 3, I don't know how many seasons they plan to do. But I know they're going to do a season 2, and that would have been cool to see in season 2. I'm just hoping that there's bigger plans for season 2 if this was put aside and not utilised more, if you get me. And I think it would have been really cool to see if they'd gone more into it and more battles with Peacemaker and his father, because we all know his father made his equipment and looked like he was the smartest out of the two. And it would have been really cool to see those two fight it out, to see who is actually the better killer, as you wish. To summarise this season, I would say that this was one hell of a funny superhero series and kept me entertained throughout. And to me, there's not a series like this one that is fully sort of like R-rated superhero TV show in which is really, really funny to watch. And I think this will be one of one of my favourite superhero TV shows moving forward, because obviously I cannot wait for season 2 coming out. I think it's 2023 when that comes out as well, so hopefully we'll be able to do a review when that comes out fully. But yeah, hope you have enjoyed this review. Just to give a quick rating on this before we wrap up, I think this is an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you think. I think this is also a world-class series as well. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And before I go, let's take you back to Dr. Fact or Fiction for fact or fiction. So, the statement was, James Gunn wrote the entire first season of Peacemaker in 2 weeks while he was in holiday in Thailand. I can tell you now, this is in fact a fiction. James Gunn wrote Peacemaker in 8 weeks during the COVID quarantine in pure boredom and didn't expect the series to actually be picked up by anybody. So, back to you, CK. See you next time. Thanks, docs. So if you have enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, get in the comments what you want to see on this channel in terms of series, in terms of movies. We do it all on this channel, so get in the comments down below what you want to see on this channel, and also hit that notification bell for weekly alerts if you like, or daily alerts if you like, as I upload whenever I fucking feel like it. It tends to be once per week. But if you hit that notification bell, you won't need to be like, oh, I wonder if he's loaded a video up today. It will tell you, won't it? So, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Before you go, click this one to see more reviews like this one. Honestly, a full playlist here for you to go and check out. Click this one. However, if you just want to watch just one more video, just click this one. This is our newest video right here. Or if you just sort of I'm not bothered about another video, well, I've got a treat for you. Just hit that subscribe button, so then you're alerted to the newest one. So then if you're not too bothered now, you can come back later. And also press that notification bell as well. It'll really help us out. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know, like I said, in the comments down below what films you want to see in here, and we can do it for you. Thanks.